Wasted World of Sports, ahoy! How are we doing? And look, a very special guest today. Unexpected.
Unexpected, yep. I sort of had the urge and rocked up.
You had the urge for some rugby.
Oh, I heard the All Blacks were playing, and I know how excitable you get over that, so
100%.
I got to see it for myself.
There we go. So welcome along. Vobsy, ahoy there. Jason Bourne. Speaking of movies about people going around killing people.
Yeah.
UFC OnlyFans, ahoy. I said OnlyFans, not fans. Wouldn't it be... Now, here's a really, truly bizarre thing. It's OnlyFans, right?
Yeah.
But it's all, like, big, bulky UFC people. There'd be a market for that, surely.
Doing the same.
I'm not suggesting that we started. I'm saying...
No, I'm sorry. You're saying the same sort of vein of entertainment.
There'd be a market for it.
I'm sure there would.
There's a market for everything, isn't there?
Anyway.
Yeah. So yeah, this is probably officially the earliest that I've ever gone live before a game. We've still got 26 minutes until kickoff. So I'll probably jump the gun a little bit, but just trying something out, try and get some of those early viewers, you know? Because that's the way that don't want to give away too many insider secrets, but the way that the YouTube algorithm works is as long as you've got everything set up correctly, pretty much the earlier you jump on. There's people who've actually started streams for this game last night.
But why?
Well, because they're trying to build up that watch time and interaction so that when the time comes for the game to kick off, you put in that search term and they get a little bit of a bump, assuming they've done it properly.
Okay.
Yeah. So,
Did you hear Twitter's paying people now?
Twitter's paying people.
Paying people for everything you post up on Twitter. Like so you do videos, you do streams, stuff like that, and Twitter will monetize you.
Is that right?
It will. Happened 2 days ago. They started that. Might be worth a look.
Is that because they started charging for the verification?
No, I think it's because that thread scene came out with Meta. And they've just went up and said, fine, we'll start paying people.
Okay.
I assume.
Yeah, no, absolutely no idea. It says they're in an ad break, but I can still hear the commentators talking. Now they've stopped. Vobsy reckons Argentina will thump the Wallabies. That is, of course, the game coming up second tonight.
Yes, it is.
I was going to leave that one. I was going.
Ahoy, Jason. Yes.
Now we have a little bit of space over to your left.
Oh, we do.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, if I stand here, I have to stand with 1 foot on, 1 foot off.
Right.
Because I stand back a little bit.
Yeah. Cool. Yeah, I'm not used to having.
If I stand back a little bit, you look a bit taller in comparison.
do the old Tom Cruise trick.
Yeah, pretty much.
Actually, has everyone heard that? I've heard, and it's only rumors and innuendo at this stage until it's confirmed, but there are stories going around that Tom Cruise, he either stands on boxes during filming to elevate himself during all these action shows and whatnot, especially when it comes to the ladies. He's got to stand on a box to get himself up above the ladies. Or, for the much substantially taller guys, apparently when they're filming next to Tom Cruise, they have to do the split-legged thing.
Yeah. I believe that because that guy's a jerk.
I believe that too. Yeah.
He's pretty much a jerk.
Talk about. I mean, I get it from the visual aspect of things, but I'm thinking from the very little that I know about Tom Cruise. Obviously, you only know what you see on TV and that, so potentially a little bit unfair. But from what I've seen, he would have an ego on him enough to actually do that.
Oh, I've seen a thing where, like, somebody filmed him off camera with their phone, and he's just going nuts at a bunch of random people just frothing at the mouth.
I've heard that in Asia he's average height.
What do you say? I think this exact same conversation the other day because I was watching the Last Samurai, one of the few movies that he did that I actually liked. And I watched him standing next to
Was he in that?
He was, and he's standing next to the Asian chick who he's living with at the time, and I'm thinking, Wow, she's almost the same height as him.
He wasn't standing on any boxes that day, huh?
I don't know. Unless
Or maybe he was.
He was still.
Actually, maybe he was, and she still nearly got up there with him.
Yeah, I like The Last Samurai. It's a really good movie, and because I don't really like Tom Cruise, but that's a good movie. He was good in that one.
I think he's had a few, to be honest. Might not be the most likable guy in the world, but I feel like he's had a few decent movies. Can't name them, but well, no. What's that one where he was trying to get off the grid?
Trying to get off the grid.
Yeah, he was like trying to get off the. Oh, thank you very much for subscribing, and apologise that our sexy mugs are covering your name there. But thank you very much for the subscription. We are 21 minutes until kickoff here. All Blacks and Springboks. Should be a cracker of a game. But in the pre-game, rather than talking about the players and teams and what the potential score might be, we'll do that later.
Yeah.
We're talking about Tom Cruise movies at the moment.
Yeah,
So-
funny you say that, Boxby, because he's actually the sort of guy. He's part of that Scientology cult, so they probably got all of his money.
Well, maybe that. You know what? Scientology strikes me as a gigantic pyramid scheme.
It is.
Yep. Well, there you go. So he would still have a ton of money.
The guy who founded it was he used to write science fiction books, and he's famous for the quote saying, "The only way to make real money in the world is to create your own religion." So he did. That's where Scientology came from.
Perfect. All right, let's start.
Ahoy Game of Mel.
Yeah, Ahoy Game of Mel. Game of Mel, I was just talking on Instagram before to Arcade Angel. Game of Mel became a follower of Intoxigamer through the connection with Arcade Angel back in the day, if you remember.
Vaguely.
Yeah.
My brain scribble scrabble.
Yes, welcome along, Game of Mel. Anyway, she also does professional cup stacking.
Cup stacking.
Cup stacking, yes.
I think you've told me this before, actually. This does ring a bell.
I-
That is something that you're like, hey.
It appears as though I talk about that a fair bit.
Yeah. I love fair, but
all
you
these-
mentioned it before.
Just all these random people that I come into contact with are going to know who Game of Mel is and Aussie Stacks. Anyways, what were we talking about? Oh, the okay, AFB OCC. The Brisbane Broncos have opened up quite a comfortable lead over the Bulldogs in the NRL. Captain Redbeard, ahoy! How are you doing, mate? How's your streaming going? Are you still doing it? You were playing, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, Uncharted. Familiar with that game, Pat?
I am. I haven't played it myself. I take a long time for video games these days.
I haven't played it.
Me coming out and doing this is just a treat for me at the moment.
Oh, better than nothing. I just missed my mouth.
As you go, I was wondering, you just about to splash me with a drink.
No, before I... Well, actually, that's not... I was going to say, before I start waving it around, I wait till it's down a little bit, but I don't always, do I?
No.
Vobsy, I tipped the Broncos in the Waste of World of Sports tipping contest, but I was very much cheering for the Bulldogs. Don't you worry about that, mate. I was very much cheering on the doggies. They just couldn't keep it going for the full 80 minutes today, could they? Dan Jam, ahoy! Another stream at a reasonable hour for you, I think. Actually, no, it wouldn't be, would it? This would still be like bollocks o'clock in the morning, wouldn't it?
Probably whatever time it is, minus 2 hours, then their morning. Usually is the way I calculate it.
Hamish McKenzie, the guardian of the couch. We do. There is actually a couch. Well, not.
It's cutting, but
Yeah, it's
sort of occupied.
yes. Alara's over there at the moment. Kanye Ketchup, ahoy! All Blacks 32, South Africa 17. It's 7:45, so it's at least civil. There you go. Hamish McKenzie, it's very much appreciate you swinging by to say ahoy, Hamish. I know that you're not interested in sports in the slightest, so it makes it all the more. What's the word?
Tom Cruise scored a try for North Queensland Cowboys against the West Tigers. Cowboys now lead 138-0. West
Okay, so that's obviously fantasy.
I don't I'd love
Yeah.
to see. I'd love to see him out in the field with the guys
we
like
go.
football players. He's like this tiny, tiny dude versus these giant, masculine men.
Well, this is actually what I was going to get into. Celebrities, a celebrity-filled rugby team. What would it look like? I reckon Tom Cruise. We may laugh and scoff at his size, but Tom Cruise could make the perfect cheeky little scrum half.
Mate, I'm throwing people like Liam Hemsworth and I don't know, Ryan Reynolds is pretty big these
Ryan
days.
Reynolds.
Chris Pratt.
Yep.
All these jack dudes. I'm taking the team to fill those guys.
Yeah, I could see. Well, see, here's the thing. You need somebody who's who. I mean, you'll see when the game starts. But you need somebody a little bit smaller and a little bit lippy to get on the opposition skin in and around those rucks. And that's why, yeah, keep an eye on the number 9s. When the game starts, look for the number 9s on both teams. They're little chippy fellas. I reckon Tom Cruise could make a good number 9.
Yeah, but you gotta have legs at a certain thing to get your stride up, right?
Well, we're talking pure fantasy. I mean, look, Ryan Reynolds could not last 40 minutes on a rugby field either, because he might be jacked, but fitness comes into it as well, like specific fitness.
I suppose. Yeah. Well, we'll go back to the fantasy
We're
thing.
clearly talking pure fantasy.
Like, reality is that they're jacked, but they're not athletes at the end of the
Yeah.
day. They look the part, but, I wouldn't be
Uh-huh.
putting them in the Olympics.
Yeah. Look, honestly, I think The Rock would get found out in a game of rugby.
I'm saying on the front row. Oh, hey, actually, I'll give The Rock a bit of credit. I mean, to do the stuff that he did in the ring every day would have required a bit of athletic ability. I don't know how he is in the current day.
Would have. He specifically came out and said he knocked back a special appearance at WrestleMania because he knows that he wouldn't be able to go anymore.
Okay, well,
In the
there you
ring.
go. Well, at least he's honest about it.
Yeah, exactly. Shack of Hearts, ahoy mate, how you doing? Front with Dan Jam's got Ray Winston, John Belushi, and Brian Blessed in the front row. Yeah, The Rock went for Samoa in the Rugby League World Cup. Well, I mean, to be honest, who is he going to go for? America doesn't have a team. John Candy, big John Candy in the props. Too soon. What is? Don't do it, mate! Don't jump! You've got so much to live for.
I'm in a dress.
Oh boy! Hey, sorry, there was someone standing on the roof. That did, for anyone who's got the game telecast up, that did actually make sense. I swear. Yeah, good old John Candy. Planes, Trains, and Automobiles with Steve Martin. What a movie. We have 14 minutes to go till kickoff. The time is drawing near. And yes, speaking of number 9s, I was going to put a cheeky little bet on the All Blacks number 9 for any time try scorer. So let's check out some of the betting market as we await kickoff in this blockbuster game. What's coming up next in the NRL, actually? There's another NRL game coming up, which I will leave running on Discord for those of you NRL enthusiasts. So let's check out Rugby Championship. New Zealand, South Africa. Anytime try scorer market. Because I think this will happen. There we go. $3.70. The little chippy number 9 we were talking about. A.A. Ron Smith. Oh, Roosters vs Storm is going to be a great game. I was torn between Wallabies Argentina or Roosters Storm. There might even still be the potential. If I had this set up correctly, I could actually call both games at once. Now, that would be something to really aim for.
What you got to do one episode? Just sit there and actually just block out all the sound and commentation of the game and just do it yourself. But you got to get fully into it. You got to be all silent and lose your freaking head every time somebody thinks, oh my god, he's going.
I'll do that anyway, even though I still can hear.
Oh no, but shit, man, you just take it over, it's an entirety. Is what I'm saying. You just do that one night, just mute it and just do it. So that counts fair use, or that still counts broadcasting the game?
Yeah, you still, if you're putting visuals of the game on the screen, you can't do it.
Ah, okay.
Yeah. Can't do it. Nichols, ahoy there. Go All Blacks, yes. Yeah, because I did one time during the live streams, I flicked over to the game footage, but it was like a minute and a half or something, minute and a half behind the live coverage. And I only put it back there to find a specific moment and hit pause to point out something that I was talking about. Like, here, let me show you. Put the game screen on. Doing an analysis, basically. And for that 15 seconds of gameplay that was a minute and a half behind the live broadcast, onto it. Straight onto it. Yeah, they've got all that automated stuff that, however it works. There we go. American sportscaster Kevin Harlan is known for calling 2 games at once. Well, then I've got to pick up my act.
3 games.
3 games.
3 games at once, yeah.
But no, because the Rooster Storm game should be an absolute cracker. It'd be great to have them side by side. Oh, we're getting close to kickoff now. The light show's happening. The pyro's off. The dancers are out on the field, if you could call them that. Probably.
Entertainers.
Yeah, well, I'm just thinking I might have been insolent towards some sort of native performance by calling them dancers. But yet there is still a video on YouTube of a guy putting on butt cream.
I heard about that.
Oh, so this
I haven't seen it. I heard about it earlier this week. I'm like, because the topic was about something else, and I'm like, so that's okay, but this isn't.
Yeah, right.
That's okay, but you can't even talk about this.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's the only reason I know about that, because they were comparing it.
Right. Vopsy will be back. There you go. Oh, I wonder if the James Jason Bourne is still out there. This is a chance to earn some points on Vopsy for the leaderboard. Big Bad Brody Retallick. They're the number 4. He looks like he's been through some wars. Scott Barrett, number 5 for the All Blacks. Diego for the Springboks. Shannon Frizzell, what a unit. Sam Kane, the captain. Need a big performance from him. Old mate Smith there for South Africa's had a few broken noses. Artie Savia back in the squad. There he is, Aaron Smith. Anytime try. See, little fellas in the number 9s, comparatively. That's what I was talking about, Pat. You could totally have Tom Cruise in the number 9 jersey. CR Sports, ahoy! Shack of Hearts has got referee, old mate that the Wallabies love. I can't pronounce his name. Matthew.
I guess Matthew.
Raynal. And he can be quite an anal referee. Instantly.
Fair enough. Does each team just like have a roster, and for each game they say these are the guys we're going to put in for it, or as in do they have more people than what's on the field, or?
Oh, absolutely, yeah. There's replacements that. So South Africa, this is in New Zealand. So South Africa had a full squad, and they took a little bit of a gamble by doing so, but they did it. They sent the players that they knew were going to play this game against the All Blacks. They sent them over to New Zealand a week early to acclimatise and get over jet lag, all that sort of thing. The problem for them was, by doing that, they still had a game in South Africa against Australia that weekend. So they sort of shipped off 11 of their best players over to New Zealand early, brought the rest of the guys from the squad up and said, all right, you guys are up. You're gonna take on the Wallabies here at home. Turned out to be a masterclass because they absolutely destroyed Australia. But it was a bit of a gamble. But yes, that's an example of, look, we've got a 30-player strong squad. We're going to use them. So it's almost a brand new team for the Springboks here today from the one that we saw. All right, so I'm going to make sure that for those of you on the Discord, you've got your NRL game up and running. Don't want you to miss that. Popsy says they should ditch half the team in New Zealand if they lose.
You failed. You're on your own.
Find your own way home. I've got a feeling I'd be that sort of coach. I might not be coached for very long, but I've got a feeling I would be that sort of coach that's just like, you've let me down. You've let the team down.
You're out of here.
You've let your entire country down.
Yeah.
You should be ashamed of yourselves. You can find your own way home. I really do think I would be that much of an a-hole.
Oh, no, summons the civil court.
The Loudmouth Appreciation Society. Ahoy! I'm glad that our loudmouths are being appreciated.
I'm missing something, what?
I'm just saying, I'm glad that our loud mouths are being appreciated.
Okay. Yeah, I get you. Yep. Sorry. Off my own world. I was like, what the hell are you talking about?
Shack of Hearts says, would you be the kind of coach that would blow up Deluxe with refereeing decisions? Oh, absolutely. 100%. Hamish says he's so loud I can hear him 3 streets away. Oh, we're talking over the anthems. Oh, nice. Okay, I'm still talking over the anthems. A pro wrestling fan group. It's just Loudmouth or Donovan. Tears in the eyes of the Springbok supporters in the crowd. They're getting into it. Very emotional scenes.
You're going to put the All Blacks on.
God, it gets warm in here. This is a very long anthem.
They're all very long. They sang it every day
Well.
at school. No, was it every day or once a week? I don't remember. It felt like every day.
Jack Black in the coaching box. Yes, that'd be me. Oh, I wear my heart on my sleeve as well. Don't you worry. Well, the way I figure it out is absolutely not, Dan Jam. Yeah, absolutely not. Because you've got the English, you've got the Maori version and then the English version to follow. Would you sing the Peaches song?
Peach songs.
Oh, it needs a lesson.
Another time.
Another time, yes. And your liver on your forehead. Don't know that I've got a liver.
Oh. So your body just
I
decides.
do remember there's this one time. I think you were there actually, Pencil Pat. We were at the Hard Rock Cafe. We were having a Bogans on the Run after party at the Hard Rock Cafe down the Gold Coast. Pretty sure you were there for that. And I'm standing out on the balcony, And I've felt like this twinge just up here, somewhere around there. I'm like, oh, that's really uncomfortable. And it was getting worse and worse throughout the course of the night. And eventually I've gone, oh, geez, is this my heart over here? Like, I've got this real tweak over here. It's not going away. It's quite uncomfortable. Somebody goes, oh, no, your heart's much further over. That's probably more likely your liver. And I've gone, oh, that's good then. Fine.
I can replace that.
Yeah, don't need one of those. Hey, Ron Smith. Oh, I've got to get my bet on. Hey, Ron Smith, anytime try scorer.
Yeah, pretty much, Jason.
That's
He is Homer.
That's my red hot tip. Aaron Smith, anytime try scorer. There we go. Time for the haka. It's Manly and the Cowboys. Manly getting ready to come out onto the field. It looks like there. 1 minute 16 to go till kickoff. Score predictions for this game. Look at the size of Big Bad Brody. Honestly, what a unit. Standing above everybody. There's old mate that I was talking about who's broken his nose a few times. Anytime try scorer right there. Ron Smith leading the haka. But I would have to say my score prediction. Oh God, I've got a feeling that this could come down to. This could go down to the wire. This could be a last 10-minute penalty goal affair. Let's say All Blacks 32-30. All Blacks 32-30. Box by 3, yeah. So I think it's general consensus is that this could be a very, very close game. It seems.
How have they been doing this year anyway? Overall, All Blacks.
All Blacks. They've only had one game. They slaughtered Argentina. So we still don't really know a whole lot. This will be the litmus test. This is the big game, the big test for both teams, really. Both teams, big winners last weekend. The All Blacks slaughtered Argentina in Argentina. The Springboks slaughtered the Wallabies.
I was like, I was here bleeding already. Hasn't even started yet.
Cut himself shaving.
Yeah. I was like, werewolf? It's inside of his ear.
I think that guy was just going to become a problem. The Springboks in a huddle. They know how big this game is. About as big as that guy's ears.
Yeah.
Flavio van Netvista. Ahoy. Welcome along. Who have you got in this game? Flavio. The Springboks have an 18% win rate against the All Blacks in Auckland. There you go. That's actually not too bad, really. There are teams that have much, much worse success rates than that.
Any team that I'd be on.
Hmm?
I said, like, any team I'd be on. Just by keeping it.
I still reckon you should have actually come out and had a run in those charity footy games rather than being the photographer. As we are underway here in Auckland.
I did have a run because I had to keep up with you to maintain the footage.
You know what I meant.
Yeah, I do.
Setting up for the first clearance of the game. All Blacks solid start. Smith back to Barrett, who clears it up over the halfway line. That's a solid kick. Doesn't find touch, though. Good work, though. New Zealand, they clear their own yardage. And it's the Springboks making the mistake. Cheeky little knock on there. Very solid start for New Zealand. I've lost my team sheet. There we go. I need that. Sometimes I don't know who everybody is. Damn it, why is it? Cheeky thing keeps... First scrum down of the game happening inside the first 5 minutes. So this will be very interesting. Have the All Blacks improved at scrum time?
I hope so. Well, that bluster for the haka. I mean, come on. I want to see that in this sort of situation.
You don't want to wear yourself out. I've always wondered that.
Wear yourself out during the haka.
Yeah.
Oh, this is a bad game now.
Well, till you blow all your intensity.
Oh, I would have thought the whole
During
point of
the
it to psych you up and...
Complex basic, ahoy! Another kick, this time Barrett Geordie. It's into the 20. Thank you very much for the compliment there too, Complex Basic. The best streaming duo on Twitch. Mo'unga fires it in early to Barrett. Oh no, it's not, it's Will Jordan. And Will Jordan throws the pass into his own player. And luckily for the All Blacks, it goes backwards. But they have started this game with great pace and intensity. And now Frizzell's gone straight through. 2 tackles, 3 tackles, and Frizzell inside the Springbok 22. They've got numbers out to the right. They just need to find shape and get it out there. But Rico Ioane falls and is taken down. Threat averted so far for the Springboks, but All Blacks retain. Going through phase 5 now, and it's intercepted. An intercept by Smith. Kwanga Smith. And a clearance from the Springboks. And boy, they hold on by a thread there. Barrett with the pass across the face of his own goal. And this has been played at a frantic pace.
Yeah, they get both getting into it. Both going on pretty strong.
Now, perhaps somebody in the chat room can help me out here. Is Talia on debut for the All Blacks here, the number 11? Is this his first game? He's just had a scintillating run there to get things started. Complex Basics says, got to prevent my wife from hearing Voice of God's commentary, otherwise she'll perk right up. Isn't that a good thing for you, though?
I suppose, but...
It's like, I can't get into this as much because I know...
Oh, geez.
Oh, big run again by Shannon Frizzell, and now Richie Mo'unga. The dancing feet up towards the halfway line. Not like this. Yes, exactly. Sam Kane puts Talia on the outside again. He is finding a lot of space down that left-hand flank. Penalty advantage here for the All Blacks. And this has been an unbelievable start.
I guess we'll see how long they can keep it up for. They've gone pretty hard the entire time so far.
Yep, and there's been very few stoppages in play. Still playing under penalty advantage. Talia with another good run. Now they've got huge numbers to the right. Barrett fires a cutout pass to Jordan. Almost gets on the outside of his man. He's up and going again. Will Jordan. And now, Ron Smith, anytime try scorer. I told you. Did I or did I not call that at the top of the game? Ron Smith, an absolute 100% certainty for anytime try scorer. And there he is with the first try of the game. Under the post. Huh?
Did you believe enough to put money on it?
Yeah.
No, there you go then.
Of course, I always believe in myself enough to put money on it. You thought Will Jordan was away here. Great try-saving tackle. But he got up. He wasn't held. He got up and went again and scoring under the post. Huge cutout pass. Willie LaRue, has he done enough? No, he hasn't kept hold of Will Jordan there. That will be the only thing we need to have a look at. Was Will Jordan held? Well, it doesn't matter because the conversion's over.
Yeah.
So the try was either confirmed or we're not even going to get a chance to have a look at it. I think he was fine, though. He got up. He wasn't held. Willie LaRue did not have hands on him. And look at that. Under the sticks. My red-hot special for any time try scorer, Aaron Smith. 7-0. All Blacks. What a start. 6 minutes into this game. And South Africa, it's going to happen if they get absolutely demolished in this game. Questions are going to be raised. Did they do the right thing? And now a penalty to the All Blacks. Very slow to get back behind the line there. Old mate there, my brother. Slow retreat. Boy, this does have a little bit of a threat to get ugly fast. So the flip side of the whole argument, Pat, was that obviously they've sent these guys over to New Zealand early to acclimatise and get themselves up for the game. But the flip side of that and what it's created is it means that these guys haven't had a proper hit out. This is their first game of the year for a lot of them.
Ah, I follow you.
So that was the other side of the risk that they were taking. And you've got to say that judging by only, very small sample rate here, the first 7 minutes, but in the first 7 minutes, you can see they just don't have the same level of intensity as the All Blacks. They look like guys that haven't played in a little while, whereas the All Blacks, fresh, red hot after a big win last week. The questions will have to be asked, and with the benefit of hindsight, of course. 22 out from the line. Big Bad Brody brings down the line out. Loose pass there.
Not a good catch.
Well, I think it was a fantastic catch. It was a terrible pass.
Ah, well, same difference.
Setting things up now on the South African 22. An absolute dream start it would be for the All Blacks to go 2 tries up inside the first 10. Just trying to draw, loose carry there, but we come back for another penalty. Oh, the referee's almost gone over. The referee's almost gone over. Lucky for him, Talia was standing there to hold him up. South Africa offside, another penalty. It's about to be 10 points to 0.
They're not doing too well. South Africans, I mean. Racking up penalties after penalty. And
they're just not in the game at the moment. Springboks supporters, what's happening here? I've just accidentally paused it.
Yep.
My bad. Taking the 3.
Accuracy, 80%.
Straight down the middle. He was never going to miss from there. And inside the first 10 minutes of this game, All Blacks 10. South Africa 0. Did not see this coming. Really did not see this coming. A dream start here. We're a little bit. That's funny. We're a little bit ahead of the Fox Sports.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Yeah, the score has not updated on Fox Sports yet. They're a little bit behind there, the old Fox.
Oh, I'm getting a refill.
Ah, nice. Solid clearance here from the All Blacks. Not looking for touch, just putting pressure on. It's been lost forward by South Africa, and just nothing going right for them at the moment. The Springboks can't win a trick. And we have time off. Time off. That will give me an opportunity to try and sort out... we'll try and sort out some sort of statistics screen or something over here. But looking like it's going to be another scrum down for New Zealand here. I would love to find... I'd love to find something like we have for... We've got something on the NRL streams where it's got like a play-by-play that comes up on the screen. It's not a big deal, but it is just a nice little addition to have. Not going to find it there. Scrum down, New Zealand, securing possession again, and another penalty. Down to the knees go the South African forward pack. Looking a little bit perplexed at that decision, but the decision's been made.
Where are they playing this time?
This is over in Auckland.
Okay.
Jordie Barrett thumps it into touch. And suddenly, they're on the attack again now, New Zealand. Oh boy, South Africa. They sent them over a week early, and they're still yet to depart the plane, it seems. Cody Taylor with the throw to the front. Now a backline move. Mwanga out to Jordie Barrett, and he's taken down. Midfield, Smith with the kick. Pressure on the kick chase. That's been lost forward by Will Jordan.
Oh,
they've gone over the line and scored, but it's been lost forward by Will Jordan, and it'll be a scrum down here, South Africa. But that was close. We're going to have a look. We're going to have a look just to confirm, but I believe you'll find this was knocked on by Will Jordan. And confirmed. And there it is, just, yes, straight off the chest and forward. Lucky there, because he had well and truly won the contest for that ball in the air. Will just couldn't hold on to it in contact. Otherwise, that would have been a try. Rico Ioane reached out, planted it down beside the sticks. They dodge a bullet there, South Africa. Are they playing possum, perhaps, the Springboks? Give the All Blacks... We're in a World Cup year. Let the All Blacks win this one, and then we'll pull a sneaky in the World Cup finals. They wouldn't be the first team to ever do that. Big scrum here. 5 out from their own line. South Africa holding firm. Both teams holding firm. And that was a stalemate there, that scrum. And Willie LaRue can thump it upfield. Big kick over halfway. And that is a perfect result for South Africa. Just trying to pump themselves up a little bit here, the Springboks. That was a good scrum too. Big brutish packs going at it. Oh, you're getting a bit cold, are you?
That's right, it's a jacket.
Yeah. I was going to say I probably have, when it was starting to warm up before, I probably went overkill the other way on the aircon. I did drop it down to 18 degrees.
All right, drag it on.
Oh, pressure on the high ball again. This time it's been lost by South Africa. They end up right where they started, though. Crossfield kick from Barrett, looking for Jordan. He holds it this time. Where's the support? It's Geordie Barrett. Frantic pace. And big gap opening up here for New Zealand. They just need to get the ball out there. That's probably not who you want out on the wing either. Big bad Brody Retallick.
That worked out, mate.
The big lurching lock. He's not going to make a break down the sideline. It'd be very impressive to see if it is. Chip over the top. Just needs the bounce. Barrett gets the bounce. And this is insanely fast-paced. I'm struggling to keep up here at the pace of this game. Now, Will Jordan's gone through. Held on by the thread of the T-shirt. And Big Shannon Brazil on the outside has just pulled a Jonah Lomu. And that's a big try for New Zealand. 15-0 kick to come. They're racing the clock at the moment, New Zealand. Shannon Frizzell channeling Jonah Lomu down that left-hand flank. Will Jordan is having an absolute blinder. Perfect pass. Cody Taylor finds Frizzell, and Frizzell just bulldozes straight over the top of LaRue. And Will Jordan's having a day out. Plants it down in the corner. Oh, they're excited.
I like it South Africa's chances tonight.
Vopsy says they might actually ditch half the team in New Zealand.
Yeah.
The way this is going.
I still think whoever got the try has to do the kick. That makes sense, though, right?
No.
Why?
Not really. Because you have specialist goal kickers.
Yeah, so.
It would be a laugh, though, I suppose, because you'd see the big guys who can't kick, rather than just planting the ball down in the corner there, they'd be like, gotta get closer, gotta get closer.
Yes. There's just 6 guys hanging onto him. He's just bragging. Ah!
Mo'unga from the left-hand sideline.
Oh, he's got it.
Put it straight down the middle. See specialist goal kickers, mate. Far, see, ahoy, mate. Channeling Jonah Lomu there. Shannon Frizzell. That was impressive. Boom. Straight over the top of Willie LaRue. Didn't stand a chance there, poor little Willie. Yeah, I said little Willie.
Yeah. I'm a child, don't mind me.
Back underway, and yes, the All Blacks are battling the clock at the moment. 17 points to 0, 17 minutes gone. And now stretching it wide again, Will Jordan threatening to break away once more. He's had a great game. He's found a lot of space down that right-hand edge. South Africa just not numbering up over there. Ron Smith with the clearance. Up over halfway. Oh, yes, it is just over halfway. South Africa go quickly. It's a horrible pass, and it's been knocked on. South Africa have just had the brain explosion of all brain explosions. And things just go from bad to worse for the Springboks, and that's a very forlorn-looking coach's box.
Yeah, no, don't look overly impressed.
That is not a happy-looking coach's box. What were they doing there? And what was he thinking? Tapping that ball forward. South Africa. It's a completely different team for the most part anyways. But big changes to the team, but still. Oh, what have we got going on here? Oh, well, we've found a penalty for South Africa here, saving them a little bit of embarrassment. We've found a high tackle.
When?
I don't know.
It's like, yeah, we'll throw you a bone.
Yeah. It has saved a very embarrassing situation there for the Springboks. And, well, since we're not seeing a replay of it, I'm starting to wonder.
It did actually happen.
He'd already... Oh, yeah. See, it was after the knock-on. Yeah. So that's what they're penalising, which happened after the knock-on. Play was already dead. That's why we didn't see it, because I was too busy finding it hard to believe what I'd just witnessed.
Yeah.
South Africa now. This is an opportunity they must strike. They cannot leave this passage of play without points. Oh, but they do. They give away the penalty. Man on the ground, holding onto the ball there. The flanker, Moster. And they just can't get themselves into this contest, South Africa. It's a bit disappointing, really, because I was looking forward to a huge battle. Look, it's not over yet.
Well, it started off all right. I mean, like, in the first 5 minutes were pretty brutal, but they just seem to be running out of steam real quick.
Look, it's not over yet. One thing that I've learnt in rugby over the years is it's never too late for a comeback. 17 points. It's only 2 tries. And they'll be right back into it, but it's hard to see where it's coming from at the moment. Big counter ruck from South Africa. That's what they need to do. More of that. They didn't get the ball, but still, it put pressure on, and it caused loose, sloppy play at the back of the ruck from the All Blacks. And now, there we go. Counter ruck. Big counter ruck. And that time, it was much better. South Africa, that's what they need to do. That was a massive counter ruck. Pouring the numbers in there and turning the ball over. And they've gone up a little gear here, South Africa.
They're getting a little bit more aggressive now with the bigger units.
They are, indeed. You can see the aggression's gone up. Dearlinde down the left.
Oh, what was that? Go on.
Mapimpi can't get through. De Klerk goes down the blind side, can't get through.
Oh.
That was well read. Cody Taylor there saving the day, but little Faf de Klerk. His blonde locks flowing behind him as he tried to dart down the blind side. And this is much better stuff. Much better stuff from the Springboks. Throwing the cutout pass. Cheslin Colby. Look at his space. And he's been taken high there. Unintentionally fell into the tackle. They seem to have got away with it there, the All Blacks. Quite often you see those penalised, regardless, intention or not.
No. I should have intercepted that pass, but not well.
Oh, Jason Bourne. I've been contemplating it as well. Manly Cowboys. I just find it hard to go for Manly at the moment. You've got Gerbo and DCE backing up from Origin. Tommy Turbo's out. Cowboys have got a few in Origin as well, but it's too late for me to change my tip.
Yeah.
But anyway, game just started. South Africa. They've gone up a gear here, and that was a much better passage of play. They're not interested in the 3. They need a try. They want a try. And Willemse is going to put this into touch. And they'll look for surely, I dare say, they'll look for a driving maul here. A rolling maul. This is right in the Springbok wheelhouse here. Line out win, rolling maul. I've already got my anytime try scorer, Farsi. I was wanking on the whole pregame about how Aaron Smith would be a dead set certainty for anytime try scorer, and he scored the first one. I was very pleased. It's going to pay for my Jimmy Brings order later.
They're not doing too well in the scrum. Oh, no, they're fighting back.
They've still got a chance here. Rolling maul. I called that one too. I don't mind telling you. Now they free it up because it wasn't going anywhere. Yeah. And big defense from the big bad Brody Retallick.
Oh, that was a knock on.
Huge defense there.
It's pretty rare you lose possession of the ball during them, but they did.
Yeah.
Shame he knocked it on in the end, but
It's going to be a scrum down South Africa. You can see the intensity that they've gone up. That after that mistake, there was that knock on where I had just been saying they need to score off this possession. They need to come away from this period of possession with points. And then they knocked it on immediately after I said that, gave away the penalty. After that moment, South Africa have just gone up a gear that New Zealand at the moment are hanging with, but not destroying. Farsi, we are watching this on Stan Sport.
doing your statistics from Fox.
Yeah, yeah, with a scoreboard on the screen from Fox Sports that is about 10 seconds behind. Not quite, but almost. It's perfectly in sync with Sky Sports. Ah, very nice. That's the thing I love about the rugby streaming. Like, the NRL streams, whenever I do them, it's always hit or miss whether what you guys are seeing is in time with what I'm seeing or vice versa. Sometimes I'm ahead of you guys. Rugby Union seems to be on point every single time.
We are in the future.
Yeah, but most of these guys are too.
For all I know, we're just commenting on yesterday's game. Got to keep you losing.
Yeah. Yeah, but that's if we even exist. We are paid actors from the US government after all.
That is true.
Yeah,
Yes.
Yeah. Mind you,
The earth is actually flat.
mind you, I haven't seen a paycheck yet.
I'm still waiting for mine too, eh?
Yeah. They promised me the world. All they gave me was this living hell. I kid. I quite enjoy my... Are you okay? Do you want me to turn that off?
No, that's fine.
You sure it's not Ed Vogel or
No,
mate?
check my own spit. It's fine.
Oh, okay. Hate it when that happens.
They're paying nothing. That's what they're paying.
A newly invigorated Springboks.
They don't even give me a dressing room or makeup or anything.
They gave me makeup. That's about it.
You gave you makeup.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, actually, I used my own money, of which they paid nothing, to buy my own makeup. 5 out from the line now. Springboks, they've come to life. It's like they've popped a little blue pill, and suddenly they're up for it.
Oh, you're lucky I didn't shave. Jeez.
Going through the phases. Phase 8 now. It spills out the back. De Klerk puts the kick in across field. I'm not sure that was the right option. Oh, it might have paid off, though. It might have paid off.
I'm going to give him that. That was a try. Pure luck, but that was a try.
Bowden Barrett's gone up for it. I thought for sure it was the wrong call. Bowden Barrett, he spills it. Somehow the ball has come out, and Cheslin Colby is there. No relation to mine, by the way.
Yep.
Cheslin Colby is there to dive on the spilt beans and potentially steal a try here for South Africa. And this would be massive in the context of the game.
Because it was dual possession.
Yep, Bowden Barrett has won the ball
Nobody
there.
dropped it.
Now
Then
it
he
comes
let go.
free.
Oh! That's a tough call.
Ooh.
That is really tough. I need to see a different angle.
Yeah, I don't want to... Well, we're checking grounding. If this is accurate and we're only checking the grounding of the ball, then he's grounded it.
Oh, he's definitely... I'm just trying to work out whether he knocked it on or not.
Well, if it's accurate,
It didn't...
jeez,
it didn't
that one didn't look...
It didn't hit the ground, though.
That one didn't look as
'cause he
conclusive.
touched it, he lost possession, but he touched it again before it touched the ground.
So there we go. That right there is
This
off
is the
Colby's
bit.
hands here.
It's off his
Yep.
knee, that's fine.
That's off the knee. Colby's
It's the
knee. It
hand.
was backwards anyway. Now it goes into the hand potentially, or does it? You can't tell from that angle.
No. But from what I saw the other hand, he touched it, let it go, but touched it again before it touched the ground. No, he's got
Oh,
it.
no.
He's got it.
Does he have control of that?
No, he does.
I think he's lost it. All right, Pencil Pat saying try.
I say try.
I'm saying no try.
I'm gonna give that to him.
We're split 50-50. One says yes, one says no.
Yeah.
As proven in the statistics.
Because like, he had control of the ball for over a second when it was going through there. So
Let's find out. No try, ball is knocked on. Ah. That's one for me. Could have gone absolutely either way, that one, though.
the guy at the coach's box is not happy.
That really could have gone either way.
Like the guy at the back's going, whoo.
That was a really tough call.
It was. I said I would have given that to him.
Welcome along. I apologise that I'm not, you know what, I'm actually not even going to try and pronounce your name because I don't want to offend you. But I want to acknowledge you, so let's just call you NM. Welcome along. I would feel really bad even attempting. I'm sure there's probably a silent letter in there somewhere.
Yeah, I've read it a few times now, and I'm like, I'm not going to attempt that one. Sorry.
Oh, and a knock-on from the dropout. A knock-on by Dialende from the dropout. And just when things were starting to look like they were turning around for the Springboks, a huge mistake. Dialende cannot control the ball from the dropout. Spills his beans straight through the hands. Big mistake, that one. Crucial. Crucial error. And now look at the field position that the All Blacks have.
How long was each half in this one?
40.
40.
Yep. A scrum down for New Zealand. Getting bored, are you?
No. Getting old.
Ah. You need the stool.
Nah.
Oh, the clerk puts pressure on. Okay, that's good. It's good to see the Springboks. They haven't gone to sleep. And now the clerk with the kick over the top. Colby's chasing, but it's over the touchline. Oh, keep an eye out there for Cheslin Colby. He's a speedster. Good scrum pressure there from South Africa. All Blacks secure the line-out ball. They've looked very comfortable, though, so far, New Zealand. They've dropped off a peg or two, and South Africa have gone up to try and keep themselves in this contest, but Mo'unga now with the clearing kick.
Now, when he kicks it like that, had he had made contact with his hands at that point, that'd be straight away knock on, right?
Oh, they've kept it alive. Hang on, this is still play on at this stage.
Oh.
The kick into the end goal. It's been picked up by Cheslin Colby, and he plants it down. And what is the call going to be here? Because a lot went on.
What's the problem?
So you're allowed to do that. You're allowed to charge the ball down.
Oh, I knocked it on. I see what happened.
Ah, okay.
He knocked it on back there. So if you charge the ball that comes off your hands after the kick, that's not a knock on.
I've seen it called where if it comes off the hands, but if it connects with anything under the hands, it's a charge down, play on.
Okay.
Because the charge down is an actual act within the laws of the game. Yes. Well, the reason I said it that way is because you can't do that to a pass.
Yeah.
If you
it's a special exemption.
Yes. It's specifically only for a kick. Penalty South Africa. Holding on there, potentially. I didn't quite see it. But South Africa, they're just hanging in. They got off to a horror start. Took them a while to get into the game. But now that they're actually in the contest, maybe, just maybe, all that extra, that level of intensity and pace that the All Blacks played at to start the game, maybe it's just coming back to bite them a little bit now. Is 17 points going to be enough? I say no. As South Africa just continue to to slowly but surely get themselves back into this contest. There is a big unit there. Don't know how to pronounce his name. Benambi. They steal the line out here, and they've got numbers to the right, but Geordie Barrett chooses to kick. Let's just get this out of our own territory. Fair enough call, I suppose, but I would have liked to have seen Will Jordan in open space there. Draw and pass, they had the overlap. I'd have much preferred to see Will Jordan running in open space there. Get in the hand of the big bad Brody. He's still got it. He's been around for so many years. A veteran.
After a while, your spine's basically just ground to a fine powder from.
Yeah, he actually used to be 8 foot tall, but now he's only a measly 7 foot.
It's ugly.
I actually don't know if he's 7 foot. He looks it. The big number 4 there. Actually, the number 4's on both teams. Number 4, New Zealand. Number 5, South Africa. Both big units. Free kick for South Africa. They're calling a scrum. They just want to slow this down a little bit. So since the first 17 minutes, it's been 0-0, essentially. Well, not essentially.
No,
it has been. Yeah. Still dominant in possession and territory, New Zealand, but apart from that first 17-minute spell, nothing to show for it. Around the grounds, with the Wasted World of Sports here, we see that it's 0-0 between Manly and the Cowboys in the NRL, which is, of course, playing live on the Wasted World of Sports Discord at the moment, much to the chagrin of that one guy. Big scrum from South Africa that time. That's more like a Springbok scrum. And now space for Colby on the outside. Stepping back in field.
Then he didn't.
He steps back in field, can't beat them. But we have witnessed South Africa go to...
Oh, they lost possession.
Counter ruck is good from New Zealand. I thought the referee was about to blow a penalty for something there.
I thought he was, but he changed his mind. I think it's because the possession was lost.
A kick pass out to Will Jordan. Smacks it hard upfield and is out on the fall. Advantage to South Africa here. Will Jordan, that's his first mistake of the game. Sam Kane, great work. De Klerk with hands on the ball. Kane sees the opportunity to jump over the ruck and steal. He's not happy, Will Jordan. It did look like he pulled a hammy or something, but no, he was just upset that he kicked it out on the full. 17 points to 0 it remains. Can they get the line out right this time? South Africa, yes, they can. Perfectly played. And De Klerk, he's a slippery little fella. Howie is maintained. This one spills out the back. It spills out the back of the ruck. And it's All Blacks ball. But a penalty to South Africa. They're holding on.
It says
Kitshoff was over the top of the ball for the Springboks. And if you're on the ground, you're out of play. You can't hold on to it. And Cody Taylor just trying to steal it for the All Blacks there. Geez, they've got to consider taking the 3 here, the Springboks. They need points, and they do. From right out in front, they are going to take the 3 points. They can't go into half-time with donuts. So here it is. The ball spills out the back. And Cody Taylor, he has to release the ball now. South Africa are on their feet, over the top of it, challenging. He's on the ground. He has to release.
Oh, the one lonely spoil.
He hasn't lost his enthusiasm or intensity. Old mate there in the crowd. He's still well up for it. And Faf de Klerk doing the goal kicking. This is interesting.
You say Faf the clerk.
Yes.
So he's doing paperwork most of the time, and it's once in a while they'll let him kick the ball. Or...
Straight through. 3 points for South Africa. And, geez, it's been far from perfect, obviously. It's been far from good, I would even dare say, for large portions of the first half. But if they go into half-time only trailing by 2 converted tries, I'm saying it's still well and truly game on here, especially the way they've lifted and got themselves back into this game. It's loose from the kickoff, and New Zealand will come away with it. Beauden Barrett to big bad Brodie Retallick, and now Scott Barrett. By the way, Pat, there's 3 Barretts out there. And now, a penalty. Kitchoff is slow to retreat, and Aaron Smith has played that perfectly. He's thrown the ball purposely straight into him. Yes, and that's why he's having a big giggle. He's like, yeah, I got him there, mate. I got him there, boys. Kitchoff slow to repeat, and this will nullify that 3 points that South Africa just got. And look at this. He purposely throws it straight into him. Watch this. This is very smart from Smith. Realizes they're slow to retreat. Boom. Have that right in the nutsack, mate. Josephine Williams, ahoy. And there we go. Beauden Barrett acknowledges it. Aaron Smith was having a laugh about it. They knew exactly what they were doing there, the All Blacks boys. How are you, Josephine? Who have you got for this game? You've got a 36-minute, 50-second head start on prediction. After the start that we had, though, it's even if he puts this over, it's still going to be close, I reckon. For the way that the All Blacks started this game, 17 points, I said it wasn't going to be enough. Viable Solutions, ahoy! Top of the morning from Ireland.
Oh, you got it?
Come on, the All Blacks. Richie Mo'unga with another 3-pointer. 20 points to 3 now. The All Blacks over the Springboks. And that nullifies the Springboks 3-pointer. Just a couple of minutes to go till the halftime break now. Short kickoff. They've let it bounce. Geordie Barrett comes down with it. Oh, Viable Solutions. You've got the All Blacks by -6. Looking very comfortable at the moment then.
Yeah.
I had Viable Solutions. The only bet I had on this game was Aaron Smith, anytime try scorer. I did a whole segment. I think I talked about it for at least 5 minutes about how Aaron Smith was guaranteed to score a try in this game. And he scored the first one. So I'm a happy camper. The one and only bet that I had on this game.
No, they're just kicking it now. At the point now, I was like so close to half time for anyone to care.
Exactly. So close to the break. It's a territory battle now. No one wants to give away a penalty and another shot at 3. South Africa, though, they could have the last say here. They've got good shape out to the left. All Blacks number up on defence, though, very well. No pressure. That's a nice big charge, though. South Africa, they're not out of this. They just need something to click. A little bit of luck to go their way. Something. A bounce of the ball could completely swing this contest.
So South Africa doesn't have a lot of the punching pressure that the All Blacks do, so they can't really get through the front liners very well.
They certainly haven't tonight, no. Although, nearly.
They got a couple of guys who can do it, but overall...
Threatening to go through there.
Oh.
Just wondering what that clicking sound was.
Oh, it was like that.
Ah. They've still got the ball. South Africa will get the last say before the break, unless there's an intercept or something. Jeez, commentator's curse.
Yeah.
LaRue out the back. Mapimpi. Dodging, weaving.
Oh,
There's the siren for half-time. Here they go. Cut out pass. Mapimpi is taken high over the top. Advantage to South Africa. South Africa are going to get the last say here. That's a harsh high tackle call. That's a really harsh high tackle call. His arm slid up. Contact was with the shoulder. Contact was with the shoulder and it slid up over the head. Do they take the 3 here? No, I say plug it into the corner. Plug it into the corner. You're not going to beat the All Blacks going in 3s. They are plugging it into the corner. Oh, let me stand back and applaud this decision.
yeah.
You're not going to beat the All Blacks by... Okay, that was a high tackle.
Yeah, that was a slip. That was
a little... It looked like it slipped up, but no, on the replay, that was pretty clear-cut high shot there. Now, they've got to set up. They've got to win the line out first. All Blacks don't compete. They counter the rolling maul, but South Africa, can they get their shape? This will be a huge statement going into the halftime break. The guy whose name I can't say, controlling the ball at the back.
There's one thing that these guys are pretty good at, which is the scrums.
Oh, yeah, they're massive in this area. One more, then they've got to release it, and they do. It's taken down short. They secure the ball at the back, though. All Blacks very close to the offside line there. They don't want to give away another penalty because that just resets this whole process. They're not going to play expensive here, South Africa. You know exactly what's coming. One out stuff, trying to barge over. Look at the lineup. They've got to the left.
Oh, they're desperate.
But there's no threat of it. De Klerk keeps it alive. They're in front of the post now, South Africa. 5 out. De Klerk. Etzebeth for the line. Over. And Etzebeth. Can he get it down? He's held up. He's pushed back into the field of play. They've got to keep it alive here, South Africa. The referee's blown his whistle. Oh, the referee's blown his whistle way too early here. Oh, he's blown it up way too early. That ball.
Oh, no, he's checking to see if it was a try.
The ball was coming back for the Springboks there. The ball was coming out. Oh, the ball was about to come out, and another attack from the Springboks. It's been blown up. They're checking the try. I obviously don't have a great position to see it.
No, I couldn't. There's too many people, so I couldn't tell whether he got it down or not.
And Etzebeth himself showing no enthusiasm here. But the referee, no try. We could have another high shot, though. They could be saved here, South Africa. I feel like referee Matthew, whatever his name, Reynolds.
That guy.
Oh, it's high on the All Blacks, and it's All Blacks penalty. So, even if they scored, it would have come back and been no try anyway.
Got him by the neck.
Got him around the neck. So there you go. Even if the Springboks had have scored there, the TMO would have stepped in and it would have been nullified and we come back for the penalty anyway. Totally unnecessary. Who have we got there? That is number 5. That's Diego. Diego up around the neck in the ruck clearance. Completely unnecessary. So after all that, look, it would have been nullified and come back no try anyway. Jonathan Manson says, Box can't buy a try tonight. Seems to be no try. And yeah, as I said, judging by that replay, even if they had have scored it, it would have come back and TMO would have got involved. It would have come back and been cancelled out anyway from that foul play from the previous ruck. But look, credit to the Box, though. They've stayed... I won't go as far as to say that they've stayed in it, but they've kept themselves in position. It would have been very easy, 17-0 down after 17 minutes, to just completely fall asleep, fall off the edge of a cliff, and be done and dusted. The All Blacks could have run away with it. They could have been up by 30 or 40 points by half-time.
I think they got plenty of opportunity in the second half to get close,
yeah,
and potentially overtake. I think it's either going to be the All Blacks are going to flog them or the scores will be close. Is where we're going to be. I don't see South Africa turning it around and just destroying the All Blacks in the second half.
It'd be very difficult from 17 points down for the Springboks to win big. That's for sure. Yeah, the All Blacks would have to completely fall off a cliff in the second half, which we've seen happen before. So, plays, ahoy, how are you? Over on Twitch, go the Tigers, says Twitch Unity, Twitch Unity, Twitch Unity. That's some sort of Twitch emoji. We can't see it on this thing, though. Gathering, it's, yeah, some sort of thing. Go the Tigers, says how they save that. Very solid defense.
Pretty much.
Very solid defense. Welcome along, anyway. Go the Tigers over there. It's not been a good year for the Tigers, assuming that username is in reference to the West Tigers in the NRL. Speaking of the NRL, I can't help but notice over here to my right, Manly 4 points to 0 at the moment over the North Queensland Cowboys. I had this feeling, just a little bit of an inkling, before the game started. I very almost switched my tip to Manly. But I just couldn't. I couldn't go Manly with any confidence with some key players backing up after Origin, if they're even there. But I saw Gerbo there. Gerbo's there at least, but yeah, it's hard to pick Manly with any sort of confidence at the moment. But anyway, 20 points to 3 here at halftime. All Blacks, Springboks. At the moment, it's sort of not as close. Thank you very much there. What have we got? We've got some sort of subscription or follow. Thank you very much for that. I don't know how I've ended up with everything on top of the... I guess just in time. In time, it's just happened where everything has just slowly but surely ended up on top of the alert box.
Yeah.
So we're going to have a break for half time. Last time this happened, Pat didn't return for the second half. We'll see what happens tonight. It seems like he's struggling here next to me. He's got the wobbles. He's been leaning up against the exercise bike.
Great. Well, I'm actually just riding it this time.
Viable Solution says, honest opinion, was the big chance by South Africa a try? My opinion, it was a try. Ridiculous decision. Well, actually, Pat said try.
I thought it was a try.
I said no try.
I'll just have to fight to the death to work it out.
If it was the NRL, I think that probably gets awarded, but it's a completely different set of rules. Completely different set of rules. In the NRL, you don't. It is very similar overall, but in the NRL, you don't need control. You just need grounding. You actually need ball control in rugby. So I didn't feel for 1 second that Cheslin Colby had control over the grounding of that ball in the first instance. The second one, which we saw live, the second grounding we saw live and went, yep, that could be a try. On the replay, there was that initial little bobble, and that's where I converted and went no try. And Pat stuck with try.
Yeah.
And I was right.
You're stingy.
Yep, Shack of Hearts said no try as well. Saw clear separation. Viable Solutions didn't want the try, but did think that it was. Why didn't I do -10? Oh, look. Let's not get carried away. 20 points to 3. Sounds like a comfortable deficit, but when you consider the sheer weight of possession and territory that the All Blacks enjoyed for a large portion of that first half, they started to come back into it towards the back end of that half, the Springboks. But for the start of the game, that first 17 minutes, 17-0, the rest of the half has been 3-all. I don't think it's enough to be comfortable. I would not be surprised. This could be a second half of a really tight, intense rugby game in the second half. This could end up being something like 2012, 2015, something like that. Or it ends up being 23-18. Yeah, I wouldn't be I wouldn't be regretting a decision to lift the line at any point just yet. Shack of Hearts says it's honestly down to the refereeing style, and given how Raynal is very to the letter of the law, he's very anal. I said that before. You can say it, Shack of Hearts. Referee Raynal is very anal. He didn't award the try. Raynal sent it up as no try. And yeah, I mean that's a fair point, I suppose, by Shack of Hearts, is suggesting that if it had have gone up, it's one of those instances where it was a clear 50-50. If it had have gone up as a try, it would have been hard to overturn. It went up as no try, hard to overturn. Look, I said it was no try. Pat said that it was. Couldn't even agree on it in the chat room or the commentary box of the Sky Sports coverage. So it was a clear-cut 50-50 call. I think the right call was made. I'm actually more interested in he was a bit quick on the whistle at the end there. But as I said, even that would have come back as no try either, because Diego with the neck twist.
Okay. The clicking.
Yeah. Yeah, you heard it too. It's not just me. Viable Solution says in Six Nations that would have been given. And, look, I still think he knocked it on in the first instance. There were two instances, Viable Solutions, in my opinion. There were two instances. After the ball spills free from Beauden Barrett, the first instance, Cheslin Colby's left hand made contact with the ball. That's the way I see it. Cheslin Colby's left hand made contact with the ball, knocking it towards himself ever so slightly, and then he made the full grounding. So that's the way I've viewed it and interpreted it.
Well, see, I agreed with that, but because it didn't touch the ground before it made it to the other hand, that's why I didn't call it a knock on in that sense. He had possession on it when he touched the ground with the other hand. He didn't completely lose it. That's why I said it was touch and go, but I leant towards.
Yeah, you were going benefit of the doubt into the attacking team in that instance. Shack of Heart says, I was told at my refereeing course today to officiate as you see it. Wow, yeah, I mean, that's good advice. That's very good advice. I think all referees should be taught that. Whatever decision you make, got to stick with it. And especially now that referees, they've got the bunker, the TMO to... Oh, Obi, we're talking about... 100%, I'm with you on that one. That's what I was saying. I was just saying that last passage of play, even if South Africa scored, it would have come back because everything after the illegal clean-out is irrelevant. We're going all the way back to the crossfield kick that Beauden Barrett lost, and then Cheslin Colby knocked on as well. We were just talking about how it was a very 50-50 decision. Everybody saw it differently. I said that was no try. Pat said it was a try. People in the chat room were split. People on TV were split. I believe that's the decision we're talking about. I hope so, because that's what I've been talking about for the past 10 minutes.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, all you can hope for is consistency. Consistency in the calls. As I look over to my right here and I see in the NRL, North Queensland have just converted a try to go 12 points to 4 up. And I'm very glad I did not have the chance to change my tip to Manly now. The Cowboys have just sprung to life over in the NRL and they've got themselves ahead. All right. Halftime. West to World of Sports. Got to have a quick break. And, we'll see. Can the Springboks fight back in the second half? I feel like they're playing with enough intensity to be able to do it. They've got themselves in the game now, but have they just given up a little bit too much of a lead to the All Blacks to fight back. We will see. Wasted World of Sports. Second half incoming. And don't forget, later tonight, Wallabies versus Argentina. The Rugby Championship moves to Australia. And the two teams who lost last weekend will be looking to make amends and get themselves in the W column. So we'll see how that plays out a little later on. All right, Wasted World Sports coming back at you second half soon. Okay, second half underway. New Zealand holding on to a good 17-point lead here. Can they keep it up for the full second half? They've done very well so far. They started the game with such great intensity, such great enthusiasm. Flippy111, thank you very much for the follow. But South Africa just slowly but surely ground themselves back into the game. Box kick from Smith. Oh, what a great leap and take from Talia. New Zealand ball. Mo'unga puts the kick into the corner, turning the Springboks around. Does it stay in field? No. It just dribbles over the sideline. South Africa threatened a quick throw, but that was never happening. Talia has had an absolute blinder. Now, I was talking about him in the first half. I was just wondering, it's not a name that I'm honestly familiar with. Has he performed? Like, is this his debut? Has he played for the All Blacks before? Is he capped? He's had an absolute blinder so far. Will Jordan has been a standout for the All Blacks as well. Big bad Brodie Retallick, solid as always. Sam Cane's been leading from the front. But after that first 17 minutes, South Africa just turned the screws a little bit, got themselves back into it. Things just haven't quite fallen their way today. And they still find themselves very much behind on the scoring sheet. 17 down. Ah, there you go. Dan Jam, thank you, mate. It's the second test. He played against Scotland in the autumn series and scored twice. Well, there you go. Oh, we've got... I believe that is Dalton Popoli here is on for New Zealand. So Pencil Pat sends his regards. He had to take off at the halftime break. As you know, Pat, he's quite often only ever with us for one half. He can't quite make a full game. Oh, straight through. Will Jordan goes again. As I was saying, he couldn't hold on to possession and retain it this time. But Will Jordan's gone straight through. Will Jordan is having an absolute blockbuster game, proving why he should be in the squad. He's got that sort of Ben Smith mold around him. That's what I would say. When I see Will Jordan, I have memories of Ben Smith, Ben from accounting. Only Will Jordan's kind of got a bit more size and a bit more build to him. Ben Smith really punched above his weight, in my opinion. But Will Jordan looks like a rugby winger, plays like a rugby winger, or fullback even. I actually think he's probably better suited to fullback, but he's not going to be the fullback for a while. The pathway system in the All Blacks to fullback is often to start at wing, isn't it? So, yeah, Dan Jam says you're just too much of a beast for him. I'll drink to that. Well, see, Pat's a family man now. Married, 2 kids. He's tied down. His life's over. He's got to leave at halftime so he can get home and put the kids to bed. I'd laugh if he's gone home, because he doesn't live very far away from me. I'd laugh if he went home, put the stream on, and he's just sitting there now like, you son of a bitch, talking about me. $20 points to 3. 3.5 minutes gone in the second half. I'm just having a sneaky look at the NRL and seeing that 12 points to 4. The Cowboys in favour of Manly. I really do need to. I'll tell you what, I'm going to have it set up tonight for the Wallabies-Argentina game. I am going to have on another screen, somewhere that I can watch it, the Storm Roosters game. I'm going to cover both games at once. God damn it. It's happening. I don't want to miss either one of those games. Springboks, they win the scrum, 5 out from in front of their own posts. And that's a very good clearing kick from Willie LaRue. Up towards halfway. They don't want to fall any further behind, state the obvious. They're still in this. There's still plenty of time. If South Africa can just... Vobsy, that's a lot of confidence, mate, for the way the Roosters have been going so far this year. I dare say that a couple of the Storm boys will be on a bit of an Origin hangover. Mind you, Tedesco's out, isn't he? Has it been officially confirmed that Teddy's out of this game? Oh, maybe that's why you... Look, Teddy had a great game in Origin 3. I feel like he played himself back into form. De Klerk's up for the intercept. Knocks it on. And it comes away now for the All Blacks. Oh, he's been rested. Yeah, that's probably a fair call. Tedesco being rested. Very interested to keep my eye on that game, though. I'm excited about winning this bet. This game, though, All Blacks Springboks. I called it. I mean, I apologise that I keep going on about it. Well, not really, because I haven't been right very often this year. So when I do get it right, I'm going to let you know about it. And I'm going to let you know about the fact that I did a whole 5 to 10 minute segment on all the reasons why Aaron Smith is guaranteed anytime try scorer tonight. And then he went out there and scored the very first try. I should just stick to betting on rugby union, which I know a little bit more about. I'm trying to pull off all these miracle multis on the NRL. I know so much more about this game. Look at that. I'm 1 from 1, 100% in bets tonight. And a little bit loose here from the All Blacks. It's spilt forward from Savia. And it's going to be a scrum down for South Africa. Just on the All Blacks side of halfway. They have to be the first team to score a try in the second half. And I dare say they have to do it fairly quickly in the half as well. I would give the Springboks till about the 60-minute mark. If we get 60 minutes in and they've got themselves in no better position than 20-3, it might be time to start questioning whether they're going to get themselves back into this contest. Oh, there's the Italian women's football team. Coming to check out a game of rugby, wondering what's happening. UFC OnlyFans says Daddy Cash, 19 subs away from 1K. Brilliant. The road to 1,000. The slow, lonely road to 1,000 subscribers. Big scrum from South Africa again. A penalty advantage for collapsing, and Colby almost gets on the outside. That's much better from South Africa. They've been largely dominant at scrum time. One of the positives to take away from this for the Springboks. Been very dominant at scrum time. And out on the full it goes from LaRue, but we will come back for the penalty. The All Blacks collapsing under the weight of pressure. So a little bit of an area of concern there for Ian Foster and the troops. Still, scrum time. The UFC OnlyFans says, and to think you could have been deplatformed for bans. Oh, that's a terrible kick for touch. Oh, South Africa are just not helping their own cause here. The kick for touch from the penalty has gone way too far and has gone touching goal. Oh, no. Oh, okay. Banter. Certain types of banter. Yes, I'm with you. That is a big, big error. South Africa, the kick to touch, failing to find the line. Oh, here he comes. He's up. Everybody's favorite Japanese side dish, takiaho. Yeah, I'm with you, UFC. Hamish McKenzie says, I swear these noisy neighbours, if they don't shut their kids up, I'm going to buy mice to infest the house. Wow, that is like next level intense. Next level intense, Hamish. I suppose you could say that's hardcore. I don't have the hardcore soundboard anymore. I don't think. No, I don't. Oh, bugger. I'm going to have to get that sorted out. UFC Only Fam says this has become one of my favorite channels. You deserve your success. That will be a tasty beverage. Thank you, UFC. I appreciate that. It's been crazy because I've tried to do so many different things. Oh, Colby at the back spills these beans. Does great to dive and take the ball before it contacts the ground. That could have been another big mistake from South Africa. But Cheslin Colby saves himself a lot of embarrassment at the back there. The ball spills free for the All Blacks. We'll carry on this conversation at a later date, UFC. But yes, I did lose my train of thought as something happened on the field. Oh, loose kick here from Bowden Barrett. It's going to fall straight down to the Springboks on halfway. Probably not the result that he wanted, I believe. He would have been looking for more distance there. And South Africa, here we are, 50 minutes into this contest. Still, the score hasn't changed. Oh, de Klerk's hurt. Faf de Klerk's hurt. Faf de Klerk is hurt. And then to make matters worse, Big Kitsoff's fallen on top of him. He's already gone down with a bung knee. And then to make things 100 times worse, Big Kitsoff has fallen over the ruck and landed on him. The poor little bugger. He's just got pancaked by his own player there. He's all right, I'm sure. I'm sure there's a little bit of Hollywood involved in this here from de Klerk as he attempts to jump over Big Bad Brody. Yeah, actually, there's more than a little bit of Hollywood involved in that by Faf de Klerk. There's a lot of Hollywood. But then, this wasn't Hollywood when Kitsoff falls on him. It's almost like, well, de Klerk's coming off. Maybe I'm being a little bit harsh. Maybe he is truly hurt in some capacity because de Klerk is now coming off and Williams is on for the Springboks. But yeah, I'm not sold that that was legitimate. It looked like he was doing a little bit of Hollywood, but then Big Kitsoff just falls on him. Maybe that's where he truly got injured. Wouldn't that be ironic? He tries to Hollywood a penalty, well, which he succeeded at, by the way. It was a penalty for the Springboks. They throw into the line out. But yes, imagine that irony. He Hollywoods a penalty, a feigning injury, but then he legitimately gets injured when one of his own players falls on top of him after the fact. Blindside play here, Williams. That was not on. But just securing possession again, trying to draw in the All Blacks defenders close to the line. They're 10 out, and that will be a penalty. No. Yes, it is. Penalty. Springboks. Penalty to the Springboks. They can just plug it into the corner. They've been having hints of success with the rolling maul tonight. The All Blacks have actually done really well to defend the rolling mauls tonight. No tries from South Africa. Not even when opportunities have arisen like this. 5 out from the line. They can set up a rolling maul. And they do, once more. But again, the All Blacks, they're there in numbers. They're driving them backwards. Struggling to get their form here. South Africa, though, they wheel around to the left and are driving forward this time. And this time, South Africa get their shape. They wheel left. They go back to the right. And they drive over. They break the All Blacks apart there. That is South African Rugby 101. And they get their first try of the night. And they're back. They're back. I said 60 minutes. I gave them until the 60-minute mark to try and turn this around. If the score was still the same, 60 minutes in, I was willing to concede and call it game over. Well, not concede. Concede for them. I was willing to say it was game over, but Here they are, a couple of minutes before the 60-minute mark. And they have just driven over and scored the try. To make it 20 points to 8. Kick to come. Cheslin Colby is taking over the kicking duties with Faf de Klerk off. He's right out on the far right-hand side of the field, right on the sideline. It also looks like he's had a horror Botox injection. I hate to be so judgmental, I really do, especially me. Oh, he slips as he kicks it, but it still goes over. Not even a slip can fail for Cheslin Colby on that conversion. 20 points to 10. It's game on here. This is what we were expecting. This is what we wanted. A contest, a blockbuster contest between two of the top teams in World Rugby. It took a little while, but South Africa have arrived. Takiaho is on. Laulala is on. Changes in the front row all around for New Zealand. De Groot's off. Lomax is off. Takiaho Balls is on. And Laulala's on. Trying to turn that scrum around. Spreading it wide inside their own 22 here. South Africa. They've got their tails up. And a great kick. Way up over halfway. Oh, Zachary. Zachary says South Africa needs to find their niche. Maybe field hockey would be more their speed. That's a bit harsh, mate. They are still well in this contest. 20 points to 10. Loose from the All Blacks at the back of that line-out. Pressure on Will Jordan. Big counter ruck here needed from South Africa. They can't get the numbers there. It's defended well from the All Blacks. It's sloppy, though. A loose ball. And South Africa, they can feel this. They can feel the momentum swing. They don't want to play field hockey. They want to be a rugby team. And they have just gone up a few gears here. On the back of their first try. And now it's loose at the back. It's very, very sloppy all of a sudden from the All Blacks. They're feeling the pinch. Counter ruck is good. No, it's not. Oh, the counter ruck was good, but then they fell over, collapsed, and give the penalty to the All Blacks. Counter ruck was good, but then they went off their feet and just bollocksed it all up there, South Africa. It was on, though, and it's still on. 10 points the difference. 24 minutes to go in the game. It is still well and truly a contest here. And that's all you can really hope for. The All Blacks have just got... I don't know if they've gone to sleep a little bit or if South Africa have just lifted to an intensity, to a level that they haven't been able to go with. Did the All Blacks completely blow their load in that first 17 minutes? They threw everything at South Africa, got out to a 17-0 lead, were dominating. But did they play over-expansive? Karel, ahoy there. South Africa must just take their opportunities. Chances, they're on the back foot, but the fighting spirit is still there. They've definitely lifted here. Look at the pressure from defence, but Geordie Barrett gets on the outside. Now the All Blacks have got the overlap, but not a speedster on the outside. It's Adi Savia, and he is shut down very quickly by the South African defence. Front football, though, for New Zealand. They're inside South Africa's territory. The counter ruck is good again from South Africa. No, in from the side. Kwanga Smith in from the side. He looks perplexed, but he was clearly entering the ruck from an angle there. Straightforward penalty. 50 metres out right in front. They must consider taking the 3, I think, here. New Zealand just need points to stem the flow of this momentum. Taking the 3 they are. Good call. They need the points. It's right out in front. 50 metres out. They just need to... The flow of momentum has been all South Africa since that try. And they just need some points to settle things down here, the All Blacks. They had this game in control. They had full command over everything. And they've just let it slip a little bit here the past 10 or so minutes. And Richie Mo'unga will have a good opportunity for 3 points here. The teams are back out on the field for the second half in the NRL, where the North Queensland Cowboys are leading Manly 13 points to 4. Richie Mo'unga looks like he's dressed up as Kratos for Halloween here. Big gash across the eyeball. I wonder if that's going to make it hard to line this kick up. From right in front, he moves in, he strikes it. Distance is not a problem. Direction is not a problem. It's 3 points for the All Blacks. 23 points to 10. They needed that. South Africa were just slowly but surely getting themselves on top. And Mo'unga just keeps it inside the left-hand upright by the hair of a bee's nut just inside the left-hand upright there. 23 points to 10. Tamati Williams is on. Test debut for the All Blacks. Springboks line out throw. 25 out. Just settling things here. Just going a couple out from the ruck. Good offload. Another good offload. It's picked up. Willemse looking for space out on the right. LaRue running crossfield. Colby cuts back infield. Big tackle, big driving defense, and the counter ruck is on here, but South Africa maintain possession. That was a huge tackle. Who put that hit in? I think it was Takiyaho, our favorite Japanese side dish. South Africa spinning the ball left. Just trying to stretch the All Blacks defense here to open up a gap somewhere, anywhere. Phase 6 now. (23-10). Cut out pass, finds Colby on the chest, and Colby dives. 10 out of 10 for the dive. Is it a forward pass? It might be a forward pass. Has he grounded it before the touchline? Oh, we've got an injury here. Oh, no, we've got an injury for the referee. Referee Reynolds is pulled up lame here. He's got the socks down. Cheslin Colby, 10 out of 10 for the dive. Has the try been awarded? The referee has not actually gone over there and awarded the try yet. He's much too concerned about the fact that he might have hurt himself. We might have a change of referee here. Is he all good? Is he all good? Here's the play. Springboks, they went from left. They stretched the All Blacks to the right. Willie LaRue, a huge cutout pass. It's ever so slightly forward, but it would be harsh to call that. To be honest, maybe not so harsh. It was pretty far forward. But anyway, Cheslin Colby with the dive. 10 at 10s all around on the dive. 10s all around. The try's been awarded. 23-15. Kick to come from out wide on that right-hand sideline. Talk about taking your opportunities, Carell. They took that one. Cheslin Colby. What a dive into the corner. Great athleticism there. It's game on here. 23-15. This conversion, if it's successful, they are within a converted try. Somehow. Colby moves in, strikes it. It's hooking back. It hits the post and falls away. It hits the near upright and bounces away. And it stays 23-15. I called it All Blacks by 2. Geez, we could end up All Blacks by 1. South Africa have just sprung to life. 23-15, and there is plenty of time left in this game. 17 minutes to go. You just get the feeling that maybe the All Blacks overplayed their hand in that first 17 minutes where they threw everything at South Africa. They were racing the clock. They jumped out to a 17 points to 0 lead very early on. And they've struggled to really find their rhythm ever since. South Africa just slowly ground themselves back into the contest. And they are well back in the contest now. 23-15, 17 minutes to go. The box kick is up. 10 short of the halfway line. South Africa's side, they've knocked it on. South Africa, it's All Blacks ball. They probably would have wanted a little bit more distance between them and the try line. Knock-on advantage for the All Blacks. Now, Barrett out the back to Mwanga. Barrett! Bowden, that is. Bowden Barrett. Keeping the ball alive. They're on halfway here. The All Blacks just settling things down off their feet there, South Africa. Out of play. Bowden Barrett. A couple of extra meters. Counter ruck is good there. Counter ruck is huge by Delende. And that's a lot of pressure on as Geordie Barrett has to fire a pass around his back. But look at the meters that they've lost here. The All Blacks have lost about 20 meters on that play. Big defense from the Springboks. And Mwanga will just go to the air here. No pressure on Willie LaRue at the back. Securing the ball. Counter ruck is big. Massive here from... Massive counter ruck from the All Blacks. Massive counter ruck. And forced to play it on the ground there. Detoy gives away the penalty. And surely they consider taking the 3 here, the All Blacks. Surely they consider taking the 3. No, they're going to plug it into the corner. Geordie Barrett says, "Nut bollocks to you, Dan. I don't care about your strategy. We're going for the try. We need a try." That's what Geordie Barrett and the All Blacks are thinking. We need a try. And I suppose it's probably the right call. They're already more than a converted try ahead. So plug it into the corner. Keep yourselves down here. Put pressure on. They need to do something to wrestle momentum back here, the All Blacks. Throw to the front of the line out. It's taken. They release early, though. Will Jordan's had a blinder. And he's looking for space, trying to inject himself and make something happen. Frizzell takes it up. They're 22 out from the Springboks line. 8 points the difference. Christie takes it to the left. Finley Christie's on for Aaron Smith, by the way. They stay on the blind side. Frizzell again. Although that's Artie Savir, I apologise. Scott Barrett. Inside to big, bad Brodie Retallick. They're going through the phases, but they're not making any meters here. The All Blacks, they've gone nowhere. They're still on the 22. Phase 8. 22 out. Careful not to give away any penalties here, the Springboks. Bowden Barrett puts the grubber kick in. It's off the foot of Cheslin Colby and into touch. And it'll be an All Blacks throw into the line out. But they're still 22 meters out. Cheeky look over to the NRL. We've got 4.5 minutes gone in the second half. And it's the Cowboys leading Manly 13 points to 4. It's going to be a line-out throw here for the All Blacks. This game, it was looking like it was going to be a blowout 17 minutes in, but South Africa have done so well to just hang in there. Stay in some sort of range. All Blacks with the ball. Mr. Ed's dead. Ahoy, how are you, mate? Monica says, come on, boys. There is still time, South Africa. We will have Pap and who? Pap and, how do I say this? Sorry. Pap and Brahi Vlies after this game. And I apologize if I said that completely wrong. I probably did. 22 out from the line. Still, they've gone through almost 20 phases combined. There's been a break in play since then, but they've gone through almost 20 phases combined here, the All Blacks, and have gone nowhere. The South African defence holds firm. Now there's a little bit of space on the right. Looping around. Big bad Brody Retallick steps inside. Can't beat the defence, but that was some space. They finally cracked them, and they've made some meters now. A penalty advantage. In from the side go the Springboks. Oh, that's huge. That is massive. They can set things up now, the All Blacks. Staying on the right. The crossfield kick by Barrett for Will Jordan, and Will Jordan. Has he got it down? Will Jordan. Beauden Barrett, the crossfield kick to Will Jordan, and Will Jordan, my man of the match. He has scored a try. They had the penalty advantage. Nothing was doing. Beauden Barrett just sees some space. It pops up for Will Jordan, and he scores in the corner. And is that enough? Is that enough now for the All Blacks? He bobbled it. He regathered it, he planted it down, and that just puts a gigantic stamp on what's been a fantastic game for Will Jordan in the number 14. My man of the match. Monica says, you said it wrong, try again. I'm not surprised. Oh, I'm not surprised. I thought there was absolutely no chance that I got that right. And I do apologize for that. This is why I don't even try normally. When I know I have no chance of getting it right, I usually don't even bother. Richie Mo'unga, 5 from 5 tonight. There's also been a try in the NRL, by the way, 8 minutes into the second half, and Manly have just scored in the corner to make it 13 points to 8. They are trailing against the North Queensland Cowboys. Richie Mo'unga from the right-hand sideline. 100% success rate tonight, and that is, radar-like. Right down the middle. 30 points to 15. 10 minutes to go. Is that enough? I dare say it probably is. Excitement in the All Blacks coaching box. But boy, did they have to work for that. They had to fight for every little inch of that. Springboks go short. They're going to get a result from this. It's South Africa ball. Deolende out wide to the left. A quick try here will certainly keep things interesting. Here they go, spreading it to the right. Beating the first up tackle, gets the offload away. And Willemse there in support. But the cover defense is good from the All Blacks. There's still a threat here. Out to the left now. South Africa just spreading left to right. From one edge to the other. Just trying to splinter this All Blacks defense. Trying to find a gap somewhere, anywhere. And now, he's all over the ball. Turnovers clean. That's great work from the All Blacks. Williams got himself a little bit isolated. And it's a turnover for the All Blacks. Yeah, Vopsy, the Cowboys took a cheeky drop goal on half-time. They took a cheeky little drop goal on half-time, Vopsy, to go to the break 13 points to 4 ahead. Big round of applause for Shannon Frizzell, as I believe he's leaving the field. He's had a blinder as well. That's try in the left-hand corner, channeling Jonah Lomu. That was fabulous. 8 minutes to go. 15 points the difference. Springboks, they've got to score fast. couple of things just haven't really gone their way tonight. I wonder if they'll regret the decision to send the players over early. And the All Blacks keep the ball up off the ground. It's unplayable, and they win themselves a scrum. And they're just grinding this game out now, New Zealand. The substitutes have made a difference. They brought the subs on, and they've gone up. They've gone up a level and just ground this game out. You get the feeling it might be a bridge too far now for the Springboks. Carell says, no matter what, my blood stays green. All Blacks feel the pressure. I can't wait for the World Cup then. There was a lot of pressure considering the start that they got off to, Carell. And this is my question. My question, it was always going to be a topic of conversation one way or the other. The decision of the Springboks to send players over early, not give them a solid hit out. Send them over early. You've got to look back on it and that opening 17 minutes. Take that opening 17 minutes out of the equation, and this has been a very even contest. South Africa slightly ahead. New Zealand just battle-hardened, started the better of the two teams, 17 points to nil after the first 17 minutes, and you've got to wonder, okay, was that the right decision? With the benefit of hindsight. It was always a risky call. And you just feel like that first 17 minutes, it was a team, they hadn't had a solid hit out. They weren't battle-hardened. And the All Blacks took advantage in that first 17 minutes. And you look at the scoreboard now and take that first 17 out of the game, it's been a very evenly contested battle. And I'm sure that South Africa, common sense says you look at the big picture. The big picture this year is the World Cup. So they got some fringe players that got some game time and some experience against the Wallabies. They put the Wallabies to the sword. Yep, they were a little bit flat-footed here. This is what you would call the main team. They were a little bit flat-footed to start. But as I said, they missed out any sort of solid hit-out coming into a game against an All Blacks team that have had 80 minutes against Argentina to get themselves much more battle-hardened and ready for that first opening standoff. And really, this game was won and lost in the first 17 minutes. So the benefit of hindsight says maybe it was the wrong call, but looking in the big picture, the end goal being the World Cup, the experience that those players had, those fringe players, and the game time that they got. Aronsay, for example, who had an absolute blinder. It's going to be so valuable come World Cup time. So maybe in the big picture, the right decision was made, but certainly, in my opinion, tonight, with the benefit of hindsight, they were just a little slow out of the box. They were a little slow out of the blocks tonight, the Springboks, and that has been the difference ultimately. That's 17 points to nil after the first 17 minutes, where South Africa just hadn't shown up for the game yet. Take that away, and it was well and truly still game on. So, I mean, obviously you can't take that away. It happened. And New Zealand are full value for that start that they got off to. But it could have been so different as Richie Mo'unga off the back of the scrum dummies and goes over on his own. 35 points to 15. And that just puts a big exclamation mark on the back of this game. South Africa, though, they can hold their head high. They could have easily gone away 17 points to nil down after the first 17 minutes. It would have been very easy to throw in the towel. They never did. They kept playing. They actually went up a gear or two. There were large portions of play in between that 17-minute mark till about the 65, 68-minute mark, where I would say that they were ever so slightly on top. Not on the scoreboard, of course, but in terms of the flow of the game. the momentum, the flow of the game, and everything. They've had their periods of time on top. It was just that start that they got off to, or failed to get off to, where New Zealand got themselves a fairly insurmountable lead as it's transpired. Richie Mo'unga. Six from 6 tonight. Can he keep up that perfect record? As the North Queensland Cowboys have just gone over to score a try and make it 17 points to 8 with the kick to come over Manly. And Mo'unga has hooked this one way off to the left. There goes his 100% success rate tonight. 35 points to 15. All Blacks over South Africa. 2 minutes to go. They've well and truly secured this game. And they've gone a long way, really. In a shortened Rugby Championship, they've gone a long way to getting one hand on the Rugby Championship for season 2023 as well. It is, of course, shortened this year for the Rugby World Cup. But all the Rugby Championships, all the Bledisloe Cups in the world will be for naught if they don't do the job at the end of the year in the Rugby World Cup. And believe me, we will be covering all the action here for the Rugby World Cup on Wasted World of Sports. We will be covering all of the action. South Africa, will they get the last say in this game? No, it's been ripped away from Beauden Barrett. One-on-one doesn't matter in this game, of course. One-on-one strip doesn't matter. He's ripped it away as Beauden Barrett, and they spread it left. Big defense there from Tutoy. Puts Mo'unga reeling backwards. But essentially just looking for consolation points, trying to close up the forward against. They've left it at the back, and Tutoy picks it up and runs away and scores. Oh, that's Quagga Smith. Quagga Smith, I apologize. I thought that was Tutoy. I thought that was Tutoy, the number 17, but it wasn't. It was Quagga Smith. Quagga Smith has just picked it up from the back of the ruck, and he's tried a drop kick to get the conversion away because he doesn't want anything to come back and alleviate this try. Jeez, was the ball out there? Was the ball even out? But anyways, they've fired the kickoff so that we can't even have a look at it. Smart play from the Springboks. Very smart play there from the Springboks. They did a cheeky drop goal conversion so that it can't be taken off them. And we've just got the kickoff to go. 35 points to 20. 35 points to 20. And ultimately, that opening... That's the kickoff falls for Cheslin Colby. Colby gets away from 1, 2... And suddenly, they're 22 metres out from the line again, and now over the sideline, South Africa, to bring this game to a close. Oh, but what a frantic finish. They wanted more points. Wow, what a finish. What a game, really, it turned out to be. 35 points to 20 at full time. The All Blacks have done the job. But South Africa, boy, as I was saying, will they rue that decision to send the players over early without any sort of solid hit-outs? Probably not in the big picture. I think that experience gained for the fringe players against the Wallabies last week is going to be crucial. They were just a little bit slow. They were a little bit flat-footed and slow to start this contest, and the All Blacks made them pay 17 points to 0 after the first 17 minutes of the game. And that's where it was won and lost ultimately at the end. 15 points the difference. Apart from that opening 17-minute stanza, Springboks managed to keep the game very evenly balanced. So it would have been very interesting to see what it would have been like had they actually been battle-hardened and been able to come out of the blocks and put the pressure on early that they did late in the game. So could have been a very different, very different story for the Springboks here, but I dare say that everybody's got a little bit of a bigger picture in mind this year. It's always hard to judge because it's World Cup year. Everybody's got one eye focused on that Rugby World Cup at the back end of the season. So decision is probably going to ultimately be a good one, even if it has meant they fell a little bit short here tonight in the Freedom Cup and potentially the Rugby Championship as well. All right, Wasted World of Sports, thank you so much for the company. Really appreciate it. As always, I'll be back in a little bit. Actually, not long. But I've got to have a quick break and get myself ready for the Wallabies-Argentina game. I think it's about half an hour away. In about half an hour, we'll be back. Wasted World of Sports. Rugby Championship continues. The Wallabies hosting Los Pumas. Hope to see you there. Thank you very much for joining me for this one. We will catch you next time. Wasted World of Sports. Cheers.